Yeah, hopeful for that relief, hopeful no more rain there. But Elizabeth Gardner here in the WRAL Weather Center as we take a look at why this storm was so bad, hit so hard in Asheville and Boone and western North Carolina in general. It wasn't just Helene here.
It wasn't. And I grew up in North Carolina. I've been going to the mountains, my entire life, and I've never seen anything like this happen in our mountains. And there have been, dozens and dozens of hurricanes that have come out of the Gulf and hit the mountains of North Carolina. So it had what was called a predecessor or a pre-storm. We had a low that was to the north. We had a cold front coming off that low, and that low, that cold front stalled right there in the mountains, and that happened on Wednesday. We watched it happen. I remember standing here on Thursday looking at how much rain they'd already gotten in Asheville. Thursday morning at 9 a.m., they'd already had 7 inches of rain. And so we just had all this tropical moisture that was coming up and interacting with that stalled front. So they had a lot of rain on Wednesday night into Thursday before Helene even got here. So it was thousands of miles ahead of when Helene got here. And of course, very heavy rainfall there coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. And then of course, Helene came through. This is a look at Helene's path. And of course, the center of circulation came up here near the mountains. And we tend to see the heaviest rain and the strongest winds on the right side of that center of circulation. So very heavy rain, especially around Asheville, but really kind of up that spine of the mountains. Busick, 30.78 inches. That's Yancey County, which is where Mount Mitchell is. That was not far from Mount Mitchell. Hendersonville, just south of Asheville at almost 22 inches. Boone at almost 18 inches. Blowing Rock at about 15. Asheville at about 14. And Swannanoa, that's the river that runs right there. We're just watching Brett and Nice right there in Biltmore Village. That is where that river runs through. So just devastating to have sort of a 1-2 punch there. The French Broad River in Asheville, of course, flooded the River Arts District that's right there by the river. The record was broken at 24 feet. The previous record was 23 feet. It's definitely caused some travel problems for a lot of folks, as Brett was saying. And over the weekend, I was visiting my daughter in Nashville, and we had to pick a different route. Coming up in just a little while, talk about what that route was and why it looks like it's probably good to go if you need to travel that way.
Elizabeth, thanks. New video shows the damage in just north of Asheville in Madison County in the town of Hot Springs and Marshall. People who live in those communities are finally getting a chance to see what Helene has done.
It's been devastating to the town of Marshall. As many bad things as I have seen, I've seen a lot of good things in recent days with people helping people, strangers hugging strangers.
Both of those towns are along the French Broad River. A Marshall business owner says the water rose 7 feet high in her shop. Buildings and homes are destroyed to the point of being unrecognizable. Governor Cooper spoke this morning, warning the crisis is not over, with rivers still rising.
And several colleges and universities are closed this week because of devastation from Helene. App State and Western Carolina have canceled classes for this entire week. UNC Asheville says classes are suspended until next week, Wednesday, October 9th. Classes are also canceled for the week at Lees-McRae College in Banner Elk. All students are now off that campus. Not everyone made it out on their own. As you see here, a small group had to be evacuated by the National Guard. Take a look at these photos shared on the college Facebook page.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, look at this video just dropped into the newsroom here. This is Lake Lure out in Rutherford County. If you can believe it, this is a lake filled with so much debris. Look at how much wooden debris is in Lake Lure right now. Boats just at a standstill because of how much debris is out there right now. Just incredible. Buncombe County manager is pledging that she will have food and water to the city later today, but the western part of our state just being destroyed. This, again, Lake Lure.
Just